Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Strategies. Well, one particular one, really, or maybe a couple of strategies to supercharge all strategies in about 7 or 8 minutes, maybe a bit. I don't know. It may be longer, maybe shorter. We don't know. Anyway, it's all about video marketing. What an excellent introduction that was. The whole point. We're talking today about. So you've created an amazing video with your audience front and center. You're going to deliver incredible value. So people, your audience, will get an incredible amount of value from your video. Thing is, if you literally just pop it on socials or pop it onto YouTube and then do nothing, chances are you're going to get crickets, and that is very dispiriting. Emma, what kind of amazing ninjery do you get up to once you've created your videos? What should people be doing afterwards?
Phone a friend. So what we do is we've come up with a list of friends of 24 Fingers, and we've got lots of friends, but I would say we've got about 70 that amplify messages for us. So once we've set up something or sent something out, we will send an update to our friends and not family, but our friends of 24 Fingers, in case it helps their network too. So we're amplifying the message. I know we're going to talk about this shortly, but quick response is very important. So on LinkedIn, for example, LinkedIn, the algorithm is looking for a signal that your post is getting traction, whether that's comments, likes and shares. And if you can get that done within the first kind of half an hour, LinkedIn will recognize that and then show your post to more people. So that timely, immediate interaction is super important. The more timely interaction you get at the beginning, the more your post will be spread further and wider after. If LinkedIn and any of the other platforms don't see that immediate traction, it's going to be hard for your post to get eyeballs thereafter. Harder.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and in terms of YouTube land, again, it's one of those things that the sooner that you can point people who are not on YouTube towards your YouTube channel, and say, look, I've got this new video that's up. Basically, for YouTube, it's within the first few hours, and definitely, so let's say first 3 hours, but definitely within the first 24 hours. And then, again, just like you said, Emma, it's all about those signals to the platform to say people other than those who are on this platform are wanting to look at this video. Therefore, it's probably worth me, platform, boosting this a little bit and showing it to as many people as possible.
And I was being facetious when I said friends and family. I don't mean your actual family, because it can get quite boring to be texting your family. So, can you like my post? Can you comment? Because, your family have got better things to do. What you do want is that organic community, and that's something that we're really focused on this year, building a community that we haven't got to cajole or we haven't got to kind of nudge. We're not reliant on actual family. We're communicating with strangers that are becoming friends.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the way that marketing generally is kind of going. It is much more, about building communities around businesses. It's that whole thing of 1,000 true fans. This is speaking particularly about, so if you've got an online based business, you only need 1,000. I say you only need. It sounds, massive, but you can sustain an entire online business with 1,000 true fans. You've just got to. So the aim really, in terms of your marketing, should be to do everything you can to create that sense of community around your business. And obviously there are different ways of doing that, and we can talk about that in sort of coming sessions as we do these lives. The other thing to do as well, in terms of, we talked yesterday a lot about, making sure you're tracking the metrics. And the other thing that which is obviously critical, because you want to be seeing how the videos do and then altering stuff based on that feedback. One caveat I would say is that obviously when you're starting out, with the best will in the world, you're not going to get, tens and hundreds of views. So, you need to be a little bit careful about basing, I'm not going to talk about that piece of content, based on 5 people viewing it. So you need to be aware, you need to be giving a little bit more time. But the more you do it, and again, this comes back to the whole point about actually taking action, the more you will start to, as you do it for longer, in terms of, if you do it for one video a week, couple of videos a week over a period of, 3 to 6 months, you will definitely see patterns emerging. And then you can double down on the content that's working. You can double down on the titles that seem to be piquing people's interest. You can double down on the thumbnail designs that are working for you. So definitely do that.
You touched on a note about what not to say. Something not to say is, I think on posts and sometimes in video, we're thinking where we are right now. So it's Friday, 3:10. So we'll say things like, oh, it's the weekend tomorrow, but we don't know when someone's going to watch it. So try not to say that. Make your content as evergreen as possible, because then you'll increase the longevity.
Absolutely. And earlier on, you mentioned about interaction on the posts and stuff, and that is something that is absolutely the case on YouTube as well. Make sure you're monitoring your posts as they go out. And if there are people commenting, which there should be, because you want people to engage with what's happening, if you're asking a question, and guess what we'll be doing in a second, you want to be you want to be replying to every single comment. Now, that is manual, and it can be a bit of a chunky bit of work. But ultimately, if we're wanting, like we're talking about a second ago, to build that sense of community around what we're doing, you can't take that sort of element out of it. You've got to be human. Even though we're, in an online environment, we still have to act in a human way and reply to people, from the heart in a genuine way. Wouldn't you agree, Emma?
Social media, isn't it? Social media.
Exactly. So we've got a very exciting question, which is actually related to something, in terms of consistency and how you make sure that you are consistently doing this. Because again, like we're saying, it's all about building the community up. That is a long-term project. It's not something that's going to happen in a couple of weeks. How do you do that? Well, that's all about making sure you have a plan in place and a content calendar. So the question, although we'll be talking about other ways in which you can maintain consistency, and even if you're feeling a little bit sort of like, oh, I can't be bothered to do this anymore, we'll be talking about that in a future episode. But do you guys have a formal content calendar or not? Do you have a formal plan when you release your videos? It's all about those sort of things, isn't it?
And be honest, if you don't, it's fine. You're in a safe space, you're amongst friends, you can tell us.
Absolutely. Folks, that's it. I really hope that was insightful, and you got some insights and actionable tips off what we've been talking about. We really look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.